Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my favorite project pan to update you on, which is my THOSE Eyeshadows project pan. So this project was created by Alexi. Everyone is kind of doing their own thing, so the way I am doing this project is that I generate 5 different shades and the goal is to hit pan or 25 uses. Before we jump into my update, if you're new here, hello, my name is Helena, and on this channel I love to use the makeup that I already own, so if you like project panning content, this is definitely the place for you. I also really love to test new makeup, and eyeshadow is probably my favorite thing in the world. So yeah, if you're interested in sticking around, I would love to have you. Please subscribe and say hi in the comments. But yeah, let's move on to these updates. So this is the color story that we have been working with. I will go from the oldest one, which is this dark red, and down to the final shade. If my eye makeup looks a bit wonky, it's because my eyes have been tearing up this entire morning. I don't know why. Sometimes they are just not feeling it, so to speak. Yeah, but let's start with the eyeshadows. So this dark red is my comes from my Docolor and Reality palette. So this is the 3rd month this has been in the project. This shade is super pigmented and there's barely any kick up whatsoever. And I think the last time I had to use this, if I recall, like 10-12 times more. I always forget to mark how many times between the updates, but yeah. So it looked barely used after last update, and this is where we are. So you can see there is a small dip, but I mean 25 uses I have managed to reach, and this is what the pan is looking like. So I guess I would have to use it at least twice as much to hit pan. I don't know how deep the pans are, but yeah, I am not gonna force it and search for a pan. I'm just sick of red colors, honestly. So I am going to roll this out, no pan, but I have used it 25 times, so I'm happy with that. And this is rolling out. The next shade is this stunning, it looks very plain on camera, I think, but it's really, it has gotten to become one of my favorite shades in my entire collection. It's like this pink to taupe, like duochrome, almost a multi-chrome. When I use it on the entire lid, it looks almost like it's holographic, and it comes from my Unearthly Cosmetics Fall Magic palette. And as I said, I have really fallen in love with this shade. It's been so exciting to reach for this shade, and had I not been involved in this project, I would probably not have known that this palette hid that gorgeous looking shade. So don't know how many times I had used it last time, maybe like 8, 9, and I have used it now 15 times, and this is what that shade is looking like. So you can see that we did hit pan, which is very exciting. So after 15 uses I was able to hit pan. I have been using this like all over the entire lid. I use it sometimes on the lower lashes, but I felt like this shade really shine. It really came to life when you use it on a larger area. So I am going to roll it out. I am happy that I was able to hit pan and that I got to use this gorgeous palette during the fall months. It was really the perfect palette to be rolled in at this moment in time. Below change we have this bright yellow shade, which is the shade Sunray from my Certifeye palette. And it was a bit annoying because last time I had worked on the shade Dusk from this palette, I was able to roll that Dusk out, and then on the new like randomization, Sunray was chosen, and I have more than 2,000 eyeshadows in my collection, so having the same palette in. But anyways, I had some use on Sunray beforehand. I used it on the inner, like in the inner corner quite a lot, and also underneath my eyebrows. So since rolling it in, I used Sunray 18 times, and this is what the shade is looking like. I don't know, yeah, you will be able to see that we did actually hit pan, and I think that's basically because I used it so much on the inner corner. I used Dusk, this shade, 25 times without hitting pan, but Sunray I was able to hit pan on 18 uses. But the brushes were quite different that I used, so. I did also use the white shade quite a lot to make it more of a pastel shade, which I think worked. So, super excited to have a pan and to finally be rolling this one out. If I draw this palette again, I'm not gonna use it. I'm going to re-roll because now I'm very sick of having this out. It is what it is. Then I have the, like this, more of a toppery silver shade down here. And that one comes from my Saga of Freya, chapter 2, Cat with Golden Carriage. It has like so many names, and then it says Cat's Breath palette. So I think it's called the Cat's Breath palette, and it is my Oden's Eye palette. This is a very, very cutesy looking palette, and the shade I enrolled is called Cat Star. And I enrolled this last time, and I have used it 12 times as of today. And this is what we are looking like. So it's this marbled shade, and I hope you can see that we were able to hit pan. This shade was kind of annoying to use because I felt like I got hard pan quite easily on it, so I had to like stab my brush in there if I wanted to pick like pigment up, which is probably why I was able to hit pan. Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite shade. It was kind of finicky to use, but I am happy to have this out. I don't think I've used it this year, so super happy. But we're going to roll this one out as well. So if you're counting, that means I am rolling out 4 shades. Finally, this purple shade at the bottom, it's like almost pastel-y purple, is the shade Raspberry from my September Rose Slush palette. And yeah, this one had, I don't know if I had used it that much before rolling it into this project. I rolled it in last time. I'm sorry, my eyes are just so watery. Yeah, I don't know, it's a very powdery shade. I have used it 10 times as of today. And this is what we're looking like. So, there is no pan, but you can see that the dip is quite substantial. I have been using it with this white and with this, like, I am using it on my inner corners today, but I don't know if you can even see because I've been crying so much, so it's probably been rubbed off. But yeah, I think I will be able to hit pan since the dip is that big, and yeah, but I don't know how deep these pans are, but I will probably be able to hit pan before next update. So yeah, it's been fun to play around with this. I've been using this dark purple quite a lot. I think I have been able to dip into almost all of the shades, maybe not some of the oranges, and I don't know if I have used banana, this yellow, but I think the rest of the shades I've been able to dip into at least once. I like to use this product as like a no pan left behind situation, so I can use just not the one shade, but all of the shades from the palette. So yeah, we are rolling out all of these 4 shades, and this raspberry shade is the one remaining. I am going to dry my hand so we can start with the new. So we can start with the new color story. And okay, so I am going to generate 4 numbers. If it looks metallic, I think I accidentally dipped my finger in the metallic shade. Fuck it. We have numbers 1 to 2343. That's, yeah, we've been kind of crazy with the eyeshadow purchases. So first number will be 987. Alright, then we have 1562. Then a third shade we will enroll, 2332. That will be a super new shade. And finally, no, Jesus Christ, what happened? Alright, 1264. And 12,064 I actually have pan on. It comes from my Oden's Eye Elva palette. It's the like bone shade there, so I'm going to re-roll. And we get, what the fuck? Let's try that again. 422. Alright, let me get those shades and see what the color story will be. I am super excited. I have no idea how the shades look like, but I'm excited about the palettes that were drawn. So let me be right back. So excited. I haven't looked at the shades. So number 987 comes from my Meesha. This is a British indie brand, and it's the Fawn palette. I have 3 palettes from them. So this is what the palette looks like. It's really stunning. It's a very neutral shade, and I enrolled the shade Chestnut, so I guess it will be a brown shade. Let me see, yeah. So this shade up here is called Chestnut, but I'm happy I will play around with all of the shades. I don't think that I have ever used Chestnut actually when I look at the pan. So that is Chestnut swatched out. Yeah, happy to be playing around with this one. I have been wanting to have something darker to use my chosen eyeshadows with. Then we drew the number 1562, and that is my Unearthly Cosmetics Poison Apple palette, and I drew the shade Rotten. Don't know what that one is. I think it's a green. Yeah. So Rotten is this dark green shade here, which I am not upset about. Or maybe a little. It will be difficult to pair with that purple, but so I'm going to swatch it out. I am currently waiting for an order from Unearthly Cosmetics. It's taking so long, but yeah, this brand has quickly gotten to become my favorite indie brand. And that is the shade Rotten, swatched out. And now I would really enjoy some shimmers. The very, very new shade 2332 comes from my Game Beauty, the Harbinger palette. I got this, I have filmed with the Cyberpunk palette, and I ordered this one at the same time. Have not gotten around to edit the video, but it will be up. So I drew the shade Herald, and let me see what that is. Oh, I think that the color story will be very appropriate for the season. Herald is this blue, dark shade here. This one is not, it's like a satin. It's very deep. So yeah, you can see Herald, it has like a black base and a blue shift to it. Okay, okay. What can we do with this color story? So the final shade is 422, and that one comes from my Perth palette from Focallure, and I drew the shade Wa. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but okay, so we can work with this. So this is what the palette looks like. Yeah, what is this light shimmery white shade? It will be good to brighten it up. So, alright, so that is the shade. I'm so pale, so I don't even know if you will be able to see that shade. That's what it's looking like, and let's see if you can see it back here. So that's the shade Wa. And yeah, this is the color story. It's very appropriate for the season. The only I think will be difficult is this purple together with the rest of them, but we shall see what kind of damage we will be able to do. I think that next time will be my finale, so I will use December to kind of play around with whatever I want to. So I am planning to end this project by the next update, and we shall see if we are able to work some of the shades out. Hopefully the purple one will have pan, but the other ones I have no idea how deep they are and so on. I think maybe we will be able to hit pan on the Perth shade. That will probably be semi-easy. Yeah, let me know what you think about this color story and how your eyeshadow panning has been this year. And yeah, I will hopefully hear from you and see you in my next video. Bye guys!